She was like, yo, these Amish folks is deep out here. This is
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Fizz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying round the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot to death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the force ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season and people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
I know he was like, yo, what the fuck was that about? But no, we ain't talking about the Amish tonight, but we're gonna be talking about a different level of churning butter a little bit later. We got a quick one for y'all this week, yo. Sorry we missed y'all Saturday. Y'all know who I am. It's the boy the mayor, that DJ named Ace 5, aka Tonight, as it says. Bad Boy for Life hits different these days. And we'll be back. We're here with the newest episode of the Star 5. As always, hit next to the ghost box.
I was
There
pointing
he
to it.
is. Oh shit, the nigga came out the point. Hooksrub.com, you 20% off your order using the code STARTER5. What up, oh?
What up? See, we on prime time today. But about to talk about some prime time things. But nah, man, it's gonna be a great show, man. I'm saying it's gonna be a great show, man. Watching the Bills right now, wash Jaguars and shit. But yeah, on my boy TJ.
What up? It's Monday. It's been kind of a crappy Monday, but I made it anyway. I do not own stocks in Johnson & Johnson. After the news over the weekend, I wish I did. You know what I'm saying? I could have went up a few shares, cashed out, spent some money on my vacation coming up, but we live and learn. Next time, yo. Next time, there's somebody else with 1,000 bottles of lotion somewhere, dogs. It ain't just one dude.
We missed that one like we missed the GameStop one years ago.
Facts.
Shit. I'm still mad I missed that one, but Dogecoin though, I cashed out on that one. I started with like $1. I was up like $2,000. I dipped, and that shit tanked from 75 cents. It went down to like a quarter, and I cashed out at like 60 cents. But we ain't here to talk about money. We're gonna talk to our boy right here, the Big Bank Hank version of From the World Is Yours. You know what we do here. What up, kid?
Yeah, what up? DJ World Premiere. How y'all living?
We here, and we are living, pause, the fast life tonight. Because like I said, this is a quick hitter because I gotta take the wife to work, and that was there was unforeseen circumstances that I have to do that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's just get right into it. DJ, real quick, before we get into some of our teams and how we did, I'm probably gonna. I feel like I'm gonna lose to Boo Wop this week now because he still got Joe Burrow going, and the score is too tight, son. The score is too tight. I'm.
Listen, I wanted you to win. I was rooting for you
I know.
because you got to help keep this league competitive. Because I know what happens in every fantasy football league. As soon as somebody go 0-3, 1-3, 2-5, they stop setting their lineup. It's not a
Oh, nah.
priority no more. And I know
That's not
you
good.
wouldn't give it
Now
up
when
like that for us.
Nah, that don't
now when
happen.
money's on the line, dogs. Now when
But
money's
that
on the
don't that
line,
don't
dogs.
happen to me
That's
until
a
like the
different
middle of the
animal.
season. I stop I stop caring after like game 10, 11 if I know I'm tanking that hard. But last year I had a hell of a run though. But I'm looking like right now the way y'all Giants was supposed to be looking, but my goodness, talk about it real quick. Cause yeah, y'all defense looked all world, and just not to plug me in, pause, not to put me into this, but I believed a little bit too hard in them Browns in our little preseason predictions, and they look like
Bruh,
shit.
they looked like world beaters against Jacksonville last week. So why you wouldn't be wrong to think the Giants were going to be on a Jacksonville Jaguars level last week? So I mean, you weren't wrong for thinking that. I mean, nobody's going to hold that against you. Mad people lost money on them motherfuckers yesterday. I'm for sure,
I'm holding it.
damn sure for that. But how about we got the same record as them damn Cowboys? We got the same record as them boys. We got the
That's
same record, yo.
that's not crazy to you. That's not crazy to you. Who's your
oh,
quarterback?
like Brian.
I want
I
to.
was
I want
saying,
to know. I want to know what's the over under on Mike McCarthy lasting the season at this point.
Oh,
whatever. It's
if
the
he
over.
loses
He's
on
gonna make
Thursday
the
night,
season.
it's going to be two games.
Nah. He's gonna keep his job for the rest of the season, and then it'll be heavy talk because it's no. Think about the Cowboys. You can't just go get regular ass coach. You need that big sexy coach. Unless Bill Cowher is coming out of retirement,
He's not coming out of retirement, dogs.
so McCarthy job is safe. Unless
Or
unless you get the big sexy name, unless Nick Saban is coming out of retirement to come do the
Mike
Cowboys
Vrabel.
job.
Mike
Nah,
Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel. That's the
Mike
there's a
Vrabel
certain
has a
person
black
leader.
quarterback.
there's a there, there's a there's a certain
Dallas got a
person in
black quarterback. Last I checked.
there's a certain
Biracial
person
angel.
in Colorado though who was a former cowboy, and I could see him up and leaving.
Nah, he don't
I
want
could
that
see him
job.
up. His sons
He
his
don't want
sons
that
are
job.
almost done.
He don't want
Yeah,
that job, dogs.
They need to,
I really thought he wanted Florida State. I think that job might be available come the end of the season if this dude doesn't pull it together.
Well, I like Florida State misery, but oh, I mean your Giants world beaters for one weekend. Their defense looked really good for one weekend.
The okay, isn't Cleveland down like three guys on their offensive line though?
They were
During the game, that happened though. That happened during
they
the game.
they had a guard
Okay,
playing tackle.
because
Listen,
I'm like I don't know. I'm
listen.
not just ready to jump
No,
aboard
no,
that.
no, 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 no. Listen, they showed consistency, right? We lost because we did last week because we didn't have a kicker. That's the bottom line. They played better. They scored 3 touchdowns. They moved the ball. There wasn't no real big turnovers, right? This week we got a kicker and we moved the ball again. Albeit against whack ass teams, we looked competitive against these whack ass teams. Thursday night will be a test. But the way it's looking now, you can put Dallas in one of them whack ass teams because the way they be getting mollywopped for the last almost 3 weeks now. You know what I'm saying? What the
relax.
Saints did to them was dirty, and then the Ravens did them dirty, and they took their foot off their neck. That's the bottom line. They
Well,
just
oh
took the foot
well,
off their neck.
The
I'm
Cowboys
glad you
ain't as
went
bad as
there.
the Browns.
You're right.
You're not going to sack Dak Prescott 8 times like y'all did Deshaun Watson.
No, but he'll throw
Y'all
4
went,
picks.
but y'all went up against a bad quarterback. Y'all went up against a bad quarterback with a measly offensive line, no running game, and y'all took advantage. The young boy threw 37 times and got 186 yards, 196 yards. He didn't even break 200 yards. What's he doing? Dinking dunks. Like you took
And
advantage of a bad situation. That's the game you're supposed to win. Now, this game
Yes.
against Dallas, I just want y'all to not get blown out.
I don't think we'll get
word.
blown out, but we'll
Keep it
see.
close. Keep it
Yeah.
close. Keep it
Yeah.
competitive. What your girls say when you get in an argument? Keep it cute. Keep it cute.
But and don't be fooled by that 370 some yards that Dak threw. That
That
shit
was
was all
garbage
garbage.
time.
That shit
That
was
was
all
garbage
garbage
time.
time. And fuck you officials because they kept them niggas in the game tight. They kept them niggas in the game. I don't care what nobody says.
You know,
That's why I
you
said on
know
my
who the
Facebook
officials kept
page,
in the game for 2
yo,
weeks in a row now? Kansas City.
I knew he was
Mm,
going to say that.
mm.
Would nobody want to talk about that? But the officials kept them boys in the game, especially last night. They had no business winning that game last night. 0.
Yeah.
well, I was asleep,
0
but
business.
I saw some highlights where the Falcons could have definitely scored late, but a couple bad passes and some decent
Yo,
decent defense.
shout out to Kirk Cousins for elevating any team he's on. He makes them competitive. He made the
But Kirk
Commanders
Cousins
or the
is a bum.
Redskins. He made the Redskins competitive when he was there. He definitely had the Vikings competitive when he was there. And now the Falcons, who were left for dead on the roadside, they are now a competitive team as well. So
Do we watch the same football?
yeah,
Is my
yeah.
football in like 4K high def and yours is something different? Like you watching this
He
on a
doesn't
floor model?
he don't make his teams competitive.
Well, let's talk about the Vikings. That's his most recent stop.
Right,
Sam Darnold, we all wiped him off the planet. We said he couldn't be a good quarterback. He on his 4th stop. Sam Darnold has the most touchdowns for any quarterback in the league this season.
right.
That looks like a plug and play situation. So I can't give Kirk all the credit because they gave him weapons, they gave him ammo, they gave him defense, they gave him Jets, they gave him Dalvin Cook, they gave him the list goes on.
But wait a
But I
minute, didn't
can
Sam Darnold play
because
in one of the in front
they
behind one of
were
the best offensive
what
lines
a game
the
a
Jets
game or
ever
two away
had?
from the Super Bowl. They were a game away. They were a game or two away from the Super Bowl when my Eagles won the Super Bowl. And
Because of
we
those weapons.
right, but still, you don't have a quarterback of his caliber. And let's not get it twisted. We're not saying Kirk Cousins is some all world talent. No, but there's a reason why. Well, smarts is the reason why. But and he's not no dummy. But there's a reason why that man consistently was getting paid top dollar. Besides, obviously it was because he was taking the franchise tags. I mean, that's obvious. You get paid in the top 5 salaries, but he performed barring injury. He actually performed because, yes, he had the talent around it and knew how to do enough with the talent. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a professional.
You're right.
He,
You're
he's
right.
a game manager. He's not going to win the game for you. He's not going to lose the game for you. But if everything else fall into place, you won.
He was a solid player.
Is
I don't know if I get as
is a
far as
You listen to past episodes. I hate that word game manager because
I will.
every fucking quarterback's job is to manage the damn game.
New age Alex Smith. He's Alex Smith
yes,
5
yes.
draft classes later, 6 draft
So
classes later.
so saying that, is Dak Prescott the black version of Tony Romo?
No, because that well,
I would say yeah because Tony he put up very good numbers over his career, but just couldn't get it done when needed.
tall melanated Romo. Tall
I
melanated
mean,
Romo.
I
Listen, you might
mean,
be onto it.
yeah, he throws interception in the biggest games of his career. It's like looking in a mirror at this point.
I love it though. I
I'll say
love it.
that
Oh,
Tony owned. He earned some of them points though. Some of them points, some of them yards, he earned those
Yeah.
before garbage time. Dak
Yes.
really gets his shit off during desperation mode. It's like my kid don't do the project, and then the night before she's up until 4 in the morning,
right,
and
Sunday
right.
night.
and I'm like, oh, why you keep doing this to yourself? She's like, yo, I love the pressure, and I'm like, nah, it's
Right.
'cause you
I work
haven't
better at
failed
crunch
yet,
time.
bro. Like you haven't failed yet. Like Dak don't like this pressure. He would give
No,
back 100 of those passing yards for a W yesterday. He would give back
facts.
100 of them and a touchdown. He'd give back $50 million off the contract for a win yesterday because that was prime time for him.
Game of the week.
And them losses start adding up. Now he got his bread. But them losses start adding up.
And speaking of losses adding up, and we just fresh that we come off the Cowboys, your team, yeah, not the green screen behind you, your team, L, small L, because the score was what, 15-10? Small L to my
Who's your team?
Philadelphia Eagles. He's a Saints fan, if you forgot.
Oh, I was just in NOLA 2 weeks ago. Beautiful city, man. The food there is phenomenal. I never had a favorite food city before, but New Orleans is my favorite food city as we speak. Everything was fucking delicious. Po'
Did you get
boys, char grilled oysters, jambalaya, gumbo, beef short ribs, brisket, shrimp and grits, catfish, blackened chicken. All the shit
It's
was fire,
fresh.
bro.
hope you got some
Singing it.
gator. Hope you got some
Yeah.
gator.
Oh, I had gator bites too. Dog. Those were especially delicious. Like, god damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charbroiled
I see what.
oysters
Yeah,
everywhere.
man. I see.
Acme is the spot
That's
across
where I
the
went.
street.
That's
Yeah,
where I
Acme.
went to Acme. That's
Yeah,
exactly where I went.
top
Listen,
tier.
I see why Zion couldn't lose the weight. It makes perfect sense now. You don't know it until you down there. You gotta be in it to see it. It's hard to give up them plates, bro. It's hard to give up them plates, man.
When you go outside of the quarter, the gas stations are serving food like the restaurants. So
That's
like
bananas.
people be asking me like, "Yo, why you eat gas station food all the time?" I'd be like, "Y'all never been to Louisiana? Like
Right?
I'm gonna take the risk. It looked like a cafeteria in the gas station. You go get your woods, you get you 20 on pump four, and you get you a fish plate
A
with some
plate.
hush puppies. Yeah, and some red beans and rice. And you might only spend $30. But
That's wild.
yeah, the gas
oh,
stations will get you right out there.
Listen,
you
the
see how they
quality of food is on another level. It's just high. It's
you
just
see
high.
how they transitioned the L into talking about food though, right?
No,
So
I was trying to soften the blow for him. I was just trying to soften the blow for him. That's all.
You peeped that though, right? I'm not
the,
alone, right?
I was like, yo, what are we talking about football?
the game yesterday was everything that I thought it could be. Now I talked a little shit to the mayor before the game. I said, "Oh yeah, man, y'all got a tough week ahead of you." And I said something. He said, "We not worried about y'all." And I said, "Damn, should I be worried?" Like, hold on a second. So I start looking at the joint. I start talking shit on my other show, and I'm like, "Nah, I should definitely be worried." Saquon Barkley runs like fucking a madman.
He runs like a free slave.
But the
That's how he
first
feels that
quarter,
he got at the Giants. That's how he feels that he at the Giants. He's a
but
free
the
slave.
first quarter, no Saquon Barkley runs.
He ran like Cat Williams from Diddy parties.
Ooh.
Kamara didn't do much either, though. Like he didn't get his shit off either.
Well, the
Kamara
highlights I saw, the run defense showed up.
Kamara did everything in his power. This was last year's playbook. Hey, we're gonna keep running until we hit a lick, and then the passing game is open. They never hit a lick on the run game. I think their longest play happened in the fourth quarter, and it was like 16 yards. 26 yards was they longest passing play. Like Derek Carr.
That's a
Derek Carr,
problem.
I want you to know I got 3 hours of smoke for you tomorrow on my show. Derek, I took the day off for you, number 4. But
You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't
Derek
have done that. That was unwise.
Derek Carr just he don't have the vision. And I go back and I watch the Raiders games, and that ain't the quarterback that we got. He's on paper the most accurate quarterback since Drew Brees. The only accuracy I see is check down the Camara, check down the Camara, check down the Camara.
Would you rather have Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins has been my fantasy football quarterback through 3 championships, but no, because Kirk Cousins, the way that he turns it over, I hate. It's the sack from behind on that last drive in the fourth quarter where he just coughs it up. Like that's weird to me. Like, don't give it up like that. Like, just hit an incomplete pass, bro. Don't fumble. Like, I don't like watching other people celebrate in my crib. Like, I don't like that. If you win in Uno in my house, I'm kicking you out. Like, you ain't got but one game of Uno to win in my crib before I ask you politely to leave.
Get out.
But Jalen Hurts looked real marginal yesterday, so I know the mayor is concerned. Devontae Smith took that hit. Y'all already were short on weapons, but that slow, unathletic white man ran for 60 yards down the field.
Ravaged y'all yesterday.
I never seen nothing like it in my life.
170 yards.
Yo,
something like that.
I started him.
I
started him on a whim yesterday. Got me 33 points in fantasy.
Disgusting. I'm yelling at the TV, whose man is this? And he's so surprised, he don't even know what to do. He get the 60 yards, and he just run to the sideline and sit down. He like, yo,
because he's never been that open before.
Again for the rest of my life.
He's never been that open before in his life.
Christmas just happened. Like, bro about to sign a new contract. He about to send his kids to college. Like, that was just generational wealth in one play.
He was looking like Travis Kelce out there.
I didn't get to see it because, East Coast, New York, stuck with Giants football. And who was and fucking Pittsburgh and Chargers was on yesterday. I was watching that, and for fantasy purposes, it kind of upset me to see Najee Harris fucking run, get a yard from the end zone, and then they kneel out the rest of the game. That's the fantasy shit. Like, he left points on the board for me, left points behind for me. But whatever. Yeah. But let's get right to this shit because, like I said, I got to get out of here. So, this is your kind of topic, man. I thought he told you that he won't stop, and it looks like the man got stopped.
Yeah. They got him, man. He got charged with I believe it was racketeering and sex trafficking. I don't know. I'm not sure if there was another one after that.
Yeah, I got the charges here.
Mm-hmm.
He got charged with violence, threats and coercion, sex trafficking and abuse, other violence, because he's just randomly being violent to people, firearms, and they got pictures of that shit. Bribe witnesses and obstructed justice. What else do we got here? Something called dangerousness, but if there's a law for that shit, we're all in trouble. Um,
Everything he did is dangerousness.
Nothing was safe
and he's
about
a
it.
flight risk. Yeah, so he had firearms in one house with magazines and ammo. I was reading some of it. He torched somebody's car and intimidated them. He sex trafficked women. He beat a few people up, and he coerced and bribed witnesses. He was the real Suge Knight. He's what we thought Suge Knight was doing, but he was doing it on just a better level than Suge Knight
Minus
could ever
hanging
do it.
Vanilla Ice out the window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah, like he had goons on salary, and he meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I say, oh,
yeah,
maybe
the
he
charges are
hung Craig Mack.
extensive.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe he hung Craig Mack out the window, and that's why he ran to the church. Rest in peace, though.
yo, hey, we don't know, man. I mean, they that whole thing was alive with Craig Mack even too, to begin with. So it's like all this coming out. And yo, what's up with the all these CEOs stepping down too at the same time that Puff got charged.
Which ones you talking about? 23andMe, their CEOs, their board of directors, they all stepped down. That's
Damn,
because
Right.
that's because they was stealing y'all DNA and making clones with it and shit.
Wow.
they cloned
um,
Tyrone.
yeah, listen, they got
Well, Tyrone
y'all.
ain't here.
Y'all submitted for it. Y'all gave it to him. They just gonna do
Nah,
whatever they want to do with it
I didn't
after.
do
that's
23andMe,
wild.
Wow. Yeah, nah.
but
The
yeah,
Chipotle CEO stepped down. The Starbucks CEO got fired like a month ago. Yeah, I mean, we just changing seats. It's just a revolving door of CEOs. Now the music folks,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The like the Kevin Lyles and it was like three of them.
Kevin Lyles works in my building. I've seen him several times.
maybe not anymore.
I was gonna say
the
works ED.
witness protection program. That's where he going.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I think the music game is in a different place. I think what's the most troubling part about this is everybody coming out this week. Like if you've been on the internet this weekend, is everybody coming out? Oh yeah, I knew Diddy was dangerous. These parties, I always left before something happened. I never went to the back room. Like, why is you saying that now that son is locked up and he can't make bail? When back in November, when Shorty was hitting him for the bread, it was just crickets. Nobody said nothing. And then he showed up at a bungalow with no shape up, talking about he was going to fight the good fight.
I think you know what I think it really was in this case. Because this ain't like a Me Too situation where everybody's like everybody's voicing their opinions, but it doesn't feel Me Too like. If you'll get this comparison in a second, because I saw a video from Toure earlier today, and he was talking
I
about how
watched
he
that.
interviewed Diddy several times, and he helped a family member try to get on, and asked Diddy to get him bring him in as an intern, to try to get that major step up into like big industry. And then allegedly he said the family member came back to him and said some shit like Puff said to him, "You got to come back to my home or you ain't gonna be an intern tomorrow." And Toure said like he knew this for some years, but the timing, if he were to say it back in the day, wouldn't have felt right because he thinks people would have not believed him and he would have been a liar.
He
Where
said
in my
Puff was too
opinion,
powerful at that
right.
point.
And in my opinion though, I think some people just didn't want to be the first because of that reasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like some people didn't want to be number one in this situation. and let all of it, let their whole life now play out. Have the fans who want to ride hard for him, pause, and say, nah, this is a lie, this blah 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 blah. But yet, most of these rumors and stuff like this has been coming out for him since we were in our 20s, since we were younger. You know what I'm saying? And
Dan,
it made me think back too one time real quick, TJ, because we did briefly talk football in the beginning. Maybe those NFL owners was at some of them parties and knew something, and that's why they said no to him buying the Carolina Panthers. Cause y'all forgot, I don't know if y'all remember that. He was trying to get a
I
team
remember
together to
that.
buy the Carolina Panthers.
It was a
I
little
don't think
deeper
they.
than just
I don't.
not wanting a black owner.
That
Yeah,
too.
I think they do their homework, and they do their homework very well. And they found the closet, and they was like, "Oh shit, we can't even keep the door closed on this bitch." You know what I'm saying? So we don't want that over here. We don't want that over here. But Dan, to go into your saying, I think he just gave everybody a bag because of the money he was making, and people just looked the other way. It
True.
was too easy to just give somebody 10 racks, 15 racks, 20 racks. That was no money for him when he was at the highest point of his game. So, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to snitch and possibly be blackballed, blacklisted, and your whole shit destroyed? Or you going to take this 15 racks and shut the fuck up and keep about your business
True.
and have a job? You know what I'm saying? And maybe
True.
you shutting up will get you a little bit further. I had to pay you to shut up, but maybe that gets you a little bit further a year or two down the road. I think because the 90s was wild, man. There was a lot of shit going on. And it was easy to just pass somebody a book bag, and be done with the situation. You wouldn't even have to think twice about it after that. You always kept
Yeah.
an
Well,
eye out about him, but after a year or two was gone by, everybody forgot about the shit. You know what I'm
well, I mean,
saying?
the '90s though. Oh, like the '90s was like it was like we were built different. Like us, we're '90s people, and we could say we're '90s people. Like we came to life in the '90s. I mean, I was like teens till my 20s was the 2000s and all, but we kind of came to life. All of us was raised off them '90s, and you had to be a different person, especially up here. Don't mind the ashiness, but you had to be a different person up here to have survived them '90s. Like a lot of these kids today, they they
Nah.
they would be crying themselves to sleep in the '90s, and a lot of the
Yo,
'90s was just shut up, keep your mouth shut. That's it.
Dan, a lot of these kids wouldn't survive them back at the bus snap sessions. I know it right now. Them shits were brutal, dogs.
That
Brutal on
cafeteria,
another
boy.
level that like your parents just didn't understand. I was like, these motherfuckers was terrorists back then, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy the shit that people would say to you and snap on you. It would it would hurt your soul. And if you
No,
can't fight, you had to eat that shit. You know what I'm saying?
no internet, no phones, and they survive it because it come and go just that quick. I think that's why we so tough. Cause when I
Also,
lost the snap battle in the back of the bus, niggas didn't have it on Snapchat,
But
passing it around the school. Then
but
then next year it show up in your Snapchat memories. Like, damn, I just got over this shit 2 days
DJ,
ago.
DJ, that shit happened in your face though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit is keyboard warrior shit. People can be brave behind the screen, but nobody like that snapping shit was right there. And even you had 10, 15, or 4 people around you, if everybody's in tears laughing at your ass and you got to wear them same buffalinos to school for the rest of the year, that shit was like Snapchat live, bro. That was
But
Snapchat live, bro.
them
Everybody
poor
knows you got the
people,
buffalinos, bro. The whole
them
school.
15 people on the bus is cool when you can send it out to everybody in the whole school. And we got to play a game next week against Oscar Smith. Now everybody in that school can see it. So that shit supersedes my reputation. Like the internet, made these kids weak and strong at the same time. It just depends on the kid and it just depends on the moment. But yeah, 100%. That's why kids can't fight today because of phones and the internet.
Yeah.
Hey, you beat me up and I see somebody pull a phone out, it's gonna be a different Incredible Hulk coming out of me. It's gonna be the red John. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I see the phone, and I'm going for him
Not
first.
today.
He's like, I'm not going viral.
Nigga, you're a world star. Like, don't do that.
Before we get to, because TJ mentioned some of the things that they found in the raid, though. When you think about shit like that, like, oh, I keep trying to throw it back to you, and TJ keeps jumping on it. But like I said in our group chat, like this gives you a different level of appreciation for a person like Derek Jeter or people like that who used to have the cell phone basket. Put that shit down, keep it to the side. You know, it gives you a different appreciation to a Dave Chappelle concert where he got cell phone bags at the door. Like you can't bring no shit in.
Yeah,
You
Kevin
know what I'm
Hart
saying?
too.
Like, and that's just a show, not a party.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like yo, he's lucky. And the crazy shit they said was what I heard over like what was it? I heard like 100, almost 300 terabytes worth of fucking video because he
That's
did record all that
insane.
shit.
Yo, from terabytes. So from how
Your man got a
far back?
server farm.
Like yo, was
Your man
Debbie
got
D
a
still
server
around?
farm full of lotion, bro.
Yo. And you know the freaking the care package was crazy because all right, like what they said, like Tuesday they found 1,000 baby oil and lube, and like 2 days later they found the 700 dildos. So what? This dude was out here making care packages for these guys.
Right.
Like yo,
Like Price is Right parting gifts and shit.
That's a welcome basket, ain't it?
do you remember the time?
300 terabytes is excessive, and just for scale, your PlayStation 5 only comes with 1 terabyte of hard drive space. So son had 1,200 Call of Duty 6 Black Ops
right
worth of footage.
Yo.
How many copies of Madden can you have on one PlayStation?
5, maybe 4. Like nasty work. That's a lot. Listen.
Son, that's funny. That when you put it in that perspective, that's fucking hilarious. That makes him look like yo, he was a PS5 scalper. And the surprise was in the cereal box, aka on the PS5 already. You probably got fucking like Usher or fucking what's his name, Justin Bieber. Fucking face down, ass up type shit.
This dude is watching tape like he's scouting the fucking Patriots before the Super Bowl and shit. What are you going back and watching, dog?
Scouting the freak off is crazy. What Bill Belichick was doing? Bill Belichick was stealing signs from the. So Diddy was just stealing signs from the freak off. He's like, "Oh, I like that stroke." Oh, that when he put his hand,
souls, bro. He was stealing souls.
Shang Shung or the freak off.
Now the fact that they got the news,
you'll never be able to
freak
watch.
Offs.
Yeah.
No, it says it calls freak offs in the indictment. They're called freak offs in the indictment. So 300 terabytes of shit. You can't watch that. I don't think you can sit and watch that in a lifetime. Like where you find the time to go back? Yo, this was 92 was wild. Nigga, you recorded all of 92. Like from day 1 to day 365.
So like, and think about that. All of 1992 in that era probably could have fit on a fucking package of fucking 3x5 Maxell floppies.
That was VHS. That was standard. That was big back TV. That wasn't even a good. Look, that joint look grainy. You hear
With the
me?
fucking
That's what
haze on
he.
it.
Woo. Now listen, I got security for the crib, and it kind of shows up in this 4 square like this. If I get 2 more cameras, it'll show up in the 6 square. I can record my home every day, no motion sensor trip, just record 24 hours every day. I can do that for a month, and it's not a gigabyte. It's not 1 gigabyte. It takes 1,000 gigabytes to equal a terabyte.
Dude, you know what
DJ,
that
This
says
that
to
is
me?
this
technology
is
wasn't available back then. That technology was not available back then.
Dude,
You got
just
to start talking
think of
early
computer
2000s.
sizes in that era too.
Bro,
Like,
in the 90s, we were still rocking damn near Apple IIe's and shit like that, bro. It was just like the Mac was just doing that funny, odd shape, clear shit with the different colors on it.
Different
Like,
colors, yeah.
yeah,
they
like
had they
the
just
technology
converted to
wasn't
the small they just converted to the small
right.
camcorder
The-
tapes
right,
versus the full
right.
size VHS tapes
There were
back
no
then.
SD cards back then. There were no SD cards back then. You
Wow.
no,
couldn't put
it was
uh,
floppy
uh,
disks.
gig a gig of shit on a SD card and bounce.
Dude, and you was big money if you had a CD burner, let alone
Right,
DVD.
right.
If you had a
So
CD burner,
what Bill
you was
Gates
making money.
technician, what Bill Gates database technician was archiving this shit, bro?
Like you
Because you
said,
need that type of level of archiving, man. You need
that's
a
the
server farm
warehouse.
dedicated, a whole cool room, the
That's the
whole shit,
warehouse.
bro. You just don't
CJ,
sit in dusty rooms.
that's the
That's the warehouse
warehouse
right
for
there.
the server room. And
Wow.
that's just one. That's 1 terabyte. That's 1 terabyte back in the 90s.
they gonna
Back in
call
the
that
90s, yes.
they calling that the Terra Dome, nigga.
But yo, to close this out real quick, man, yo, that when that 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil hit, like yo, people like this guy that works for me on my shift, like he was really questioning, like, yo, how many bottles of baby oil can one go through in a year? And this nigga came up with thousands.
You got to think how many people was at his party, dog. People were just double fisting, squirting that shit crazy. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Like, did
imagine
you
what
see
the
the
all
bed in
white
his
suits was
backyard?
looking like going home.
Did you see the bed in his backyard? The bed in his backyard could hold at least 50 people.
He had 2 beds in his basketball court. King
Word, I
size.
saw that.
Why would you need beds on the basketball court? You here to hoop, not to catch a
Nah,
nap.
man, he's dunking.
Oh, man.
He making
But
Vince
yo,
Carter look like he making Vince Carter look like an amateur. You know
yo,
what I'm saying?
So he
yo,
showed MJ how to stick the tongue out.
hey, yo, take that. But yo,
That's the quote of the year, bro.
yo, to think though, like that shit. What this shit reminded me of was a movie that I rewatched last week. Was CB4. And remember the woman that Gusto had or Trustus had, right? That had the Polaroid book of all the people she got between her legs. I think if Diddy wants to hit that Uno reverse card, then this is when them videos comes out and be like, well, you thought that book was big. I'm showing
He's
a
gonna
warehouse
do
across the street from me, people.
he's gonna
On the
do like
audio.
Nino Brown at the end of New Jack City and start pointing motherfuckers out in the courtroom. Yeah,
Yep.
he was there. He got in on it. This motherfucker got in on it too. We all guilty. I'm not going by myself.
It's
I'm
shit bigger
not
than
going
Sean
by
Combs.
myself.
Or Denzel in Training Day. I'm gonna put cases on all you motherfuckers.
It's going to be the craziest names when he starts snitching. Like Bill Gates bought the biggest potato farm in Idaho, and now he sells the potatoes to McDonald's to make French fries. Watch Bill Gates show up on the freak off tapes with baby oil on his Caucasian skin. Like Diddy's
So,
finna tell on all of y'all. Obama,
so who is
he's
worse,
finna tell on all of y'all.
Diddy or Epstein? Who's worse?
Epstein. It's just Epstein.
It's a money thing. It's a money thing with Epstein because his
No,
clientele was
Epstein was
crazy.
worse because all you gotta say is kids.
Yeah, kids too.
And
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
movie money. And it was
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
money. And he had an
Yeah.
island. Like Diddy just had a crib on the island, but like Epstein had the whole joint.
He
But
said
we
Diddy
ain't
had a crib on the island.
but we ain't seen the charges yet though. Diddy might turn out to be worse. Diddy had pink cocaine. I don't even know what that is. It sounds interesting. Please keep it away from me and my family. But like, how'd he make it pink?
And now on that note, we done. We gonna leave the world with that question. How do you make it pink? You know what to do.
Me?
All right, fellas. Good
Said
show.
DJ.
Oh, DJ. Oh, okay.
What I'm supposed to do? Oh, my bad.
Shout-outs.
DJ World Premiere, the World Is Yours podcast on Apple and Spotify. Shout out to all the mamas out there, and shout out to Baby Oil Gel for all you felons.
Yo, like I said, I missed the boat on this Johnson and Johnson thing, but never again. I'm not gonna be caught flat-footed like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep my ears to the streets and see who's gonna be the next dummy to come up off of it. I don't know. Steel Reserve, Hurricanes. I don't know. Something's gonna give. I'm gonna be on it. But 300 terabytes? God damn, nigga.
A lot, man. That's a lot, man. Jesus.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
That's like Uptown days. He was working at Uptown. When he started that thing.
It started from day one, son.
Started from day one. First day of the job. Yo, how do you work this?
He was on a StarTech flip phone recording shit, B. That's where he started at.
With the heavy leather. The heavy leather in the desert, bro.
But nah, man. Good show today, man. Good show, man.
Word. And like always, 20% off your order using the code STARTING5. I gotta check in with the homie Jared. He might have sauces right now. Don't use them at the parties like that. You know what I'm saying? And what's his name from, the guy from that they made in the Boondocks? Jelly of syrup. Jelly of syrup. It's gonna be a different meaning now, y'all. Peace.
Wow.